All right, so we're going to move on to the second part of this on this Happy Victory Monday. Um, we're going to solve logarithms now. So as you can see, these problems are a little bit different. They're called logarithm problems because they literally have a logarithm in there. So these are the really simple ones, just like when we had the same base. If you have the logarithm with the same base, you can basically ignore those two when you solve this, and you can say 3x minus 5 is equal to x plus 13. Goes back to a type of problem that we solved all the way back at the beginning of school, and we would get 2x equals 18. Divide by 2, and you get x is equal to 9. So again, same thing. Now, if these bases were different, there'd be a different story here. These bases are the same. 4x minus 5 is equal to x plus 7. We're going to subtract x. We're going to add the 5, and we're going to get 3x is equal to 12. Divide by 3, and you get x is equal to 4. So these ones, when you have the same base, pretty simple. Now you're going to notice there's not two logarithms here, so we can't do that. So when we have logarithm problems, we're just, again, remember, what is a logarithm? It's just an exponential. So we're going to rewrite the problem and then solve it. So what does log base 2 of 3x minus 1 equal 5 mean? It means base 2, the exponent is a 5, and it equals 3x minus 1, right? It's that little cloud method of rewriting. Equals this. So we go 2 to the 5th is equal to 3x minus 1. So we just write the cloud. Now we solve. What's 2 to the 5th power? That is not 2 to the 5th power. 2 to the 5th power is 32, right? 2 to the 5th power, yeah. 32 equals 3x minus 1. And now you see, this, I've got a very simple problem to solve here. 33 equals 3x. Divide by 3, and you get 11 is equal to x. Okay. Here, you've got 10. What's the base? There's no base, so it's 10 to the second is equal to 3x minus 1. So I've got 100 is equal to 3x minus 1. Add 1. You get 101 equals 3x. Divide by 3, and it's okay to get a little bit of a fraction. 101 divided by 3. Round in the nearest hundreds place, it's going to be 33.67 is what my x is equal to. And again, how am I getting the 10? If you don't see a base, that's the common logarithm. And I'm just using the cloud method. 10 to the second power is equal to 3x minus 1. So let's look at a couple more of these. We have to get the logarithm by itself first. So this plus 2, I'm going to keep what's ever in parentheses, but I haven't moved what's ever here. So I've got, I'm going to subtract the 2. Okay, so log of 2x minus 5 is equal to 2. So what does this mean? What's the base? If you don't see it, it's 10 to the second power equals 2x minus 5. And now I've got a very simple problem to solve. Add 5, 105 equals 2x. Divide by 2. I'm going to be lazy and just keep my answer as 105 over 2. Here, same thing. I'm going to add the 2. Log base 4 of 2x plus 6. Equals 3. So that gives me 4 to the third power equals 2x plus 6 using the little cloud method. Okay. 4 to the third power is 64 equals 2x plus 6. I'm going to subtract 6. Gives me 58 equals 2x. Divide by 2. 58 divided by 2 is 29. So you get x is equal to 29. So again, get whatever's not included in the parentheses next to the logarithm onto the other side, and then we solve from there. So I haven't talked about this, but solving natural logarithms are the same thing. We're just going to use our calculator a little bit more. So we have to get the logarithm by itself. So what is the logarithm here? It's natural log of x plus 2. What does the natural log mean? It means it has a base e. So when I go to solve this, I'm going to move the 5. So I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. It's going to be negative 2. Natural log of x plus 2 is equal to negative 22. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 2. And that gives me the natural log of x plus 2 is equal to 11. Now, what does this mean? Again, natural log means that the base is e. So it's e to the 11th power equals x plus 2. And then I would just subtract 2. So if it asks for a decimal answer, which in delta math I'm pretty sure that it does, I would again have to enter this. So I would go second power, or second. Where's the little e to the x right here? So e to the 11th power, and then subtract 2. And you get x is equal to 59,872.14. Okay. So again, taking a look at another example, you've got plus 15. You got 3 natural log of 3x plus 10 is equal to 6. I'm going to divide by 3. Gives me natural log of 3x plus 10 is equal to 2. What's the base? E to the second equals 3x plus 10. The key is knowing anytime you see ln, it means the base is e. And again, e is a number that we learned at the beginning of this chapter. So how would you solve this? So we would subtract 10. E to the second minus 10 equals 3x. I would divide by 3. And this is the answer if it didn't ask you to enter it in the calculator. But again, I recommend doing it one step at a time. Second, little ln button here gives me e to the second power. Hit equals, subtract 10, hit equals, and then divide by 3. Okay. And that's my answer for x. Oops, wrong button. So now, the hardest type of problem is when we have to combine what we did in last section to solve this. When you have the logarithm of two parts, you have to combine them first, okay, using our rules of exponents from 7.4, expanding and condensing. We cannot take the log of two different parts to do this. But if I have log base 5 of 6x plus, what did the plus sign mean? Last section, it meant to multiply. So what I actually do is I condense this logarithm, and it gives me log base 5 of what do I do when I add? I turn addition into multiplication. So I multiply 6x times 4, and I get log base 5 of 6x times 4 is 24x. That's a really bad 4. There's my 4. Okay. And then now that it's written as one logarithm, I can rewrite it as an exponent. 5 to the 5th power, here's my little cloud, is equal to 24x. So what is 5 to the 5th power? So I've got 3,125 is equal to 24x. I'm going to divide both sides by 24. And again, going to get some ugly decimals here, but we can work through that. X is equal to 130.21, round to the nearest hundredths place. Okay, and this problem is straight from delta math, like the problems you're going to see. Let's take a look at one more. Okay, that's the same exact problem, isn't it? Yeah, that's the same exact problem. We're not going to do that one. Here's one. Okay, so you got log base 2 of 8x minus 3 log base 2 of 4. So again, we got to condense this, but we have a couple of different things that we have to do here. What does the multiplication out in front mean? So this is really log base 2 of 8x. What does the minus mean? Minus means division, right? So division divided by 3 in front is the exponent. So this is 4 to the 3rd power. Okay, so this is really equals 3. Condensing this now, can I do any math here? Well, sure. 4 to the 3rd power is 64. So I've got log base 2 of 8x over 64 equals 3. And then now I can rewrite this. Okay, you can actually simplify this. This is log base 2. 8 and 64 are both divisible by 8, so it gives me x over 8 equals 3. So now I can do the cloud method. 2 to the 3rd power is equal to x over 8. Solve for x here. You've got 8 equals x over 8. Multiply both sides by 8. You get 64 is equal to x. As you're solving these problems, you're going to want to, again, get the x by itself and then go through and rewrite these. They get a little bit more challenging. If you need some help, please ask me, especially those of you moving on to pre-calc. Definitely, this is an important part of pre-calc moving into calculus. So if there's something that you're not quite fully understanding, please ask, and I'll be happy to help you today. I'm in a great mood. My Browns won last night, so give these problems a shot. Again, we're going to have a little quiz over this. Probably set up 2 separate quizzes. One for those of you planning to take pre-calc. That will give me a good precursor as to who's planning to take pre-calc. And one that is for students that are going to take statistics or college math. They'll be a little bit more easier. But again, know what you want to do with your future and what class you want to take, because these are definitely problems that you're going to see as we move on. Have a great day.